We are live, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, we
Yay.
are live. This is gonna be one hell of a hard topic.
Well, honestly, in some places, maybe not. But I like doing this stuff. Again, if you are new to this channel, but I do have very interesting political stuff and hard, real serious stuff. Most of the time, I do speak with politics with other people, and I do try to keep myself informed, at least not in depth as some others. I
Yeah.
have interviews with like Wizard of YouTubers of Wizard of Cause and the YouTuber Naked Ape. I have interviews with them, so I will try to do more of political stuff in the future. Maybe not on this channel, but others. If I create one, I actually have one in the back burner. So I might just have to, do stuff like that. Later on, but that's behind the scenes stuff. But anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the CCS Fanstreams 2016 Best or Worst of Politics and World Events. And well, 2016, it was wow, so many interesting things in the world events. And first off, I know this is not one of the most big. I mean, this is a big thing, but it's a celebrity death. But there's a couple of them. You had Carrie Fisher of Star Wars fame and many other fames
Princess
died.
Leia.
Yeah, Princess Leia, she died.
Yeah,
Yep.
that sucks.
Yeah, it is something. Again, the celebrity deaths. Wow, in 2016, so many of them are have gone.
Yeah, and speaking about celebrity deaths, this is just in. Apparently, Richard Adams, the author of Watership Down, has died at age 96.
Yeah, 96. Yeah,
Yeah.
as well. 96 though.
Like
That's
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
96 though is a bit. You're like knocking
Yeah.
on death. I mean, it's just but it is sad, but it is something. Not this is again not a surprising. It's surprising, but these deaths do. I mean, you had the same thing happen in other years. High caliber celebrity deaths. The reason why I think it's affected this generation because of because these celebrities we grew up on. Same thing happens, in previous generations. I guarantee there was a huge celebrity deaths in 1996 or in the 80s or anything else like that.
Yeah, in every decade. But in 2016, I mean, oh my God, the deaths were freaking. I mean, we're talking about David Bowie, Alan Rickman, Carrie Fisher just now. It's like, holy crap, it's like the Green Reaper is taking out every single actor and actress or, I don't know, famous celebrities that we used to love, and now they're gone in an instant. And I don't know, I don't talk about too much of celebrity deaths, but they caught me by surprise, especially Alan Rickman, which, yeah, it really made me sad that he's gone and we're never gonna see him again.
Well, yeah, but again, you had a lot of them, including, like for example, there's a heck of a lot of famous people died. Like say, for example, in 1986, you had Georgia O'Keeffe, Christina Mac, Fly. Sorry. Oh crap.
What?
Some stupid autoplay crap. And go back to Ella Baker, VC Andrews, a ton of celebrities and people who are there were many of them. So it happens before and it happens in many decades, but the ton of them. I mean, the deaths in 2016 of celebrity stuff. It is very shocking and sad, and you just have to look and say, hopefully, you just got to get, find their loved ones and hold them tight,
Yeah, right. And let's see, not to mention not only celebrity deaths, but apparently a lot of questionable events just happen around the corner, just like the incident with, and bear with me, the Harambe incident. And we all know which one we're talking about, the one with the gorilla. And for those who don't know what we're talking about, basically it's about a child who fell into this gorilla cell with the other gorillas in the zoo. Which place was it? In Wisconsin? I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention to it. I just know the basics. And then the mother gorilla just tried to protect the child, and everyone panics, and they say try to shoot her with darts, but if they shoot her with darts, they'll make her more angry. And what happened is that they had to kill the gorilla, and then the whole internet just went insane at that moment. And they also did the interview with the mother, the fucking idiot who let their child fall into the gorilla cell. Like why in the world would you let your child out of your sight? And it never would have happened if you. Oh my god, I hate these stupid people so much.
Well, it's sad, but when I see, it does happen because kids can get away from you for 1 second, and a lot of people, when you look at the whole situation, is that it's sad. It's sad, but poor animal got to lose his life and everything, but yeah, it's just you had to make sure the kid. It's a poor black kid who's seeing the gorilla and everything. Insert racist joke here, but it is a because gorillas, they don't play around though. They don't mess around. They are very vicious and they will mess you up.
Yeah, they're very protective of their sons and daughters if you piss the gorilla off. And the other question I want to know is, where the hell was the mother was? I mean, where the hell was she? Did she even bother to look for her child? Like, none of it would have happened if you were responsible, taking care of your fucking child. Not just some magic wand flying around. Oh, my child just fell. I'm gonna throw a magic wand and everything happens. Pew pew, whatever. It's like news like this makes me wanna take a fucking sledgehammer, just smash their heads in it, and just tell them, you see that kid? That's your kid. Take care of it. And none of that crap with Harambe would have happened.
Well, again, it happens. And you have to, again, it's something this is, again, a very sad situation. But, hey, I feel bad for them. Hopefully there's a lesson out there, a teachable moment. That's what I said. Hopefully. To make sure the kids, because, there's been a heck of a lot of teachable moments in 2016, and oh boy, let's see. Well, I mean, yeah. Starting about thinking of stuff happened. The state of emergency of Flint, January 16. President Obama declared a state of emergency for Flint, and after 2 years of what? By the way, 2 years of this. And I love the fact that they all of them, from the mayor to all these other people, said they're going to fix it in the water pipes, have still not been fixed. In fact, they had President Obama come down there like a couple weeks later, said, see, the water's fixed. It's been fine. And it's not.
Sure. Uh-huh.
It wasn't. It wasn't fixed at all. It was pretty much like when President, and honestly, I don't care what people say. It reminded me when President Bush had that speech way back when the levees broke in New Orleans. He had that nice all that. The power's back on. Everything looks good. And, like, no, it wasn't. They brought generators. They brought everything else. All the power, everything else was still screwed up. That's what it felt like, and you just see that. That's just was really depressing.
Oh yeah, the whole water pipe thing. I actually remember hearing news about it, and they were saying, "Oh, no worries, fix everything's fine." And that whole, you can tell a person by a lie when their expressions are, having self-doubt. Yeah, they're actually kind of lying. You can be pretty cash on about it.
Yeah, at this point, you don't really know
who to trust.
Not only trust, you're just like, screw everything.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? Well, also, there was obviously the whole debate thing with Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, and that got out of control.
Oh, yeah, but there's other stuff here. You had other world events, because that's we got to get into that. That's, we're early in the stream now, ladies and gentlemen. We got to pace ourselves before we get to that. I mean, there's been the whole Oscar boycott. I mean, Spike Lee, and I honestly agree with this personally.
Oh, the hashtag Oscar so white thing.
Oh yeah, actually, I do agree in principle that why there should not be um personally, because I wouldn't have watched the awards anyway, because I think award shows are bland, boring, and just to me just personal wank fest to all the big elites and everything, regardless of race and everything else. Just big elites type of wank fest. You just sit there, you're just like, and it doesn't matter if it's white, blacks, or whatever. That's my personal taste, and if I'm wrong, whatever. But I'm like, why do we have to get, as again, black guy here, but I see this as like, you know what? No one's obligated to do these things, so why don't we just make our own award show and try to be more, say, and elevate other films and use like Jada Pinkett Smith's or use their influence and actually get a network or use YouTube for all I know just to film these type of award show to actually say here, I would say BET, but oh hell no, I hate BET and everything it stands for. But it's
wait, BET? Which was BET?
No, BET, Black Entertainment Television, supposedly Black Entertainment Television.
Oh God!
Now television.
What?
Yeah,
it's a Boondocks reference. It's a Boondocks reference.
Yes.
Oh, it's a reference. Okay, I never watched that much Boondocks.
No, it's actually a channel. I don't watch it. I don't think it's even on my TV thing because I just don't watch or care for BET. Haven't watched that channel since 2004. Actually, it's been that long, and even then, it was just sporadically just getting it. Because honestly, the music became so samey after a while, and just everything was just so like okay, loving hip hop. The whole oh god, and all the reality stuff, which just looks so fake and cartoony. It makes wrestling. It does. It makes wrestling seem like the best Oscar-nominated pictures and such. But yeah, then again, that's what I look at. Say the whole Oscars the right thing. Yeah, I do. I'm like, yeah, if I want to not support that stuff, then fine. You know what? Then don't talk about it. Be about it. That's what I say. But honestly, I'm just like, at the end of the day, me personally, if it works, that's great, but I won't be watching it at all because I don't like award shows. I don't like award shows. So that's my thing. Just,
Yeah, but the thing about the hashtag Oscar so white is that the reason for it is just a bit, I don't know, ironic considering the reason the hashtag Oscar so white exists is because apparently Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's husband,
what?
Yeah, flip it, reverse it.
Yeah, sorry. Jada Pinkett Smith's Will Smith's wife, was pissed off that his husband didn't get a nomination for best actor role for his film Concussion. One with the football one.
Oh yeah,
and
I didn't see that. I heard it's actually pretty decent. Will Smith did a pretty good job.
Yeah, but I heard that the film was just a bunch of Oscar bait crap. Making the villains the NFL executives like very cartoony villain, and making the Will Smith character as he's the right man with the right answers type of character.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. It's it was actually, but I would say this. At least it wasn't set in World War II or something like that, because Lord knows how many World War II films needs to have an Oscar nomination.
Well, Dunkirk is coming, so there goes an Oscar.
But then again, I say this as a fan of a person who watched was that movie with the Amazing Spider-Man that
Hacksaw Ridge.
Yes, Hacksaw Ridge. I actually
saw that on Christmas.
Oh, that was a great Christmas movie, isn't it? I mean, hey, you want to see dismemberment and guys just completely destroy each other limb from limb and bloody and disgusted. And oh, by the way, here's a movie about a pacifist soldier. Well, here's it. I want to see the Christmas advert for that. I mean, there was a Christmas advert for Assassin's Creed and the YouTube roles and everything else. That's like,
that was like what? That just didn't make any sense. Like. What kind of marketing is that?
Well, you could technically say, since the character Hacksaw Ridge is a a devout religious person. Say, yeah, it's Christmas.
Yeah, I can get that.
You can get
But
that.
Assassin's Creed doesn't make any sense as a
The
holiday
Templars
marketing.
are villains. Templars, well, Christian stuff, they were villains, even though it's getting so cliche at this point.
It's eye rolling. But yeah, getting back on topic on the hashtag Oscar so white, the reason that happened is because his husband Will Smith didn't get a nomination for his role in Concussion. And so they started this petition for political agendas. If there's not enough black people in there, rather than getting minorities to get noticed, or more exposure to all the other actors who are doing more work in Hollywood. And also because of the whole Gods of Egypt controversy regarding the whole whitewashing.
Oh yeah, but that was a crap movie. It was just a crap movie on top of all that, which didn't help much. It didn't.
Which is a shame, because I know
I like those
it could have been interesting. Gods of Egypt, a fantasy action film with the mythos of Egypt. That could have been cool, but unfortunately, they just.
And also it came, but it actually, what did it came out? Did it came out in the? It actually came out in February.
Yeah, in February, and after that, on March, they announced the hashtag Oscar so white thing. The Twitter trend.
Not that. It was a February film.
Yeah.
It was a crappy February film. So it was like, no, it was terrible. And it's funny because here's something more interesting, little fun fact. Filming took place in Australia. Most of the filming took place in Australia. And the Australian government provided a tax credit of 46% of the film's budget, while the film production budget was $140 million. They're desperate to have anything filmed in Australia, by the way. That's desperate right there. That is thirsty. They're like, we need something other than kangaroos to help build our economy. Hey, man, we'll give you our 46% tax credit for your big tempo movie here. I won't be surprised. In fact, funny enough, the original Justice League, way back in the early days and such, before WB canceled it, they actually did some participatory filming in Australia. So, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I think it's for budget reasons. For money variations, not to waste too much money, instead of a few bucks.
Yeah, even though there's a pretty good, JLA or Justice, in the Hall of Justice, which pretty much is like in Cleveland, the whole Hollywood Walk of Fame, not Hollywood, but Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But that's just me. But anyway. Well, let's see. What is there's other things. We're not gonna cover all these type of things. Let's see. Because again, we don't want to cover the big thing. You gotta see something positive. Remember this? Scott Kelly, astronaut Scott Kelly, returned to the Earth. He actually had landing a town that we had a year in space. U.S. astronaut Kelly actually returned to space in March 2016, March 2nd. So that's another positive thing. That's a positive news. Okay. Let's see. Stupid sports stuff. Who cares about that?
Nice.
Oh, remember when Jeb Bush was actually going to be? They had him to become president, and well, no one liked him, and he had that nice little, remember that one little thing. It must have become a meme already. He says, and that's how blah 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 blah. Please clap. That was it. I was like, you just look at his face. He did not want to run. He's just like, I'm just here because my daddy put me up here. That's the face of a person. He didn't want to be here. He's like, look, I just didn't want to be. Because, speaking of all that other stuff, like, I would imagine, you think people would say, oh, Trump doesn't want the job. But, well, Jeb Bush, he would have been like, if he would have won, he would have been like, oh, why? Why'd you pick me? I sabotaged myself. I hacked the RNC and gave all that other stuff. Why did you vote for me? Dang it! I don't want to be here. Oh gosh! And that would have been like, he just withdraw. And actually, the funny thing is, he raised more than his whole campaign, the Super PAC.
Yeah.
raised over $150 million.
Oh. Oh. Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot of money right here.
Well, let's see. I do have a positive thing to say about, because I do have one news that actually made me at least hopeful for 2016, and it was about the whole Syrian refugees that appear in United States. You know about this, right?
Okay, the Aleppo moment or what?
No, no, no. The Syrian refugees. I remember, like back in I don't know in March 2016, where I heard the news of Syrian refugees coming to the United States after their war on Syria is just going out of control.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the exact title or anything, but I do remember this news article regarding this. And oh boy, you might want to hold your disbelief because this is actually one of the most strangest yet nicest articles I did read so far, and it's about a furry convention that actually allowed the Syrian refugees to stay in and play
Oh
with.
wow, I
Yeah,
remember that. Actually,
yeah,
a friend of mine actually would do public causes. Travis, I think he is online name is Travis Retriever. He actually shared that like on his Facebook thing. He said they all the like little kids in the furry convention and they giving
yeah,
the
that
kids
one.
hugs and all this stuff. That was a really good and positive thing. A moment that you just wish there was actually more of. It was actually a very good and positive thing.
Yeah, and also, and this news came out in a time where a lot of the other politicians were just telling that do not let refugees come in or they'll destroy America. Sending that negative bullshit message that I goddamn hate. Because oh yeah, let's just label refugees as a bunch of evil minorities, right? I mean, they're not people anyway. I fucking hate those people. And when I saw the news article regarding the furry convention, allowing their refugees to stay in, play with each other, give them food, I gotta admit, I actually respect them more as people rather than the actual politicians. How about you?
That's not really hard to do. But yeah, it's there's been a lot of issues with the refugees around the world and all the craziness and terrorism in Europe and everything else, and everyone seems like it's just a bad. Everything just feels a little. Everyone's had this down thing, and when you hear stories like that, I'm like, you know what? That's good. That's something a lot of people would say that's something a lot of people should have. Those kids because they are children who do want to leave. There are people who just gotta get out of that situation. So yeah, I
Hmm.
get that. But let's see any other big things. Big things popping in the world, and um, um, here it is. Let's see. Um,
Hold on.
oh, there's actually something interesting connects to all this stuff. The
Uh-huh.
Panama Papers. If you remember this, on April 6, 2016, is that the Panama Papers just showed these details. They were leaked. These millions of confidential documents were leaked from a Panama-based law firm, and they were like they revealed about all these rich people who funded the assets of these secret cell companies, set up lightly regulated jurisdictions, and there were so many, including many politicians, and all these type of things. And you could say this was a precursor to the whole DNC leaks and everything else. And honestly, one of the big thing about this is the information about these hacks and such from this and DNC. These hackers have have made it in the big news, and you have stuff like WikiLeaks, for rightly, wrongly, or whatever, have dominated because the mainstream media did not, for the most part, did not really talk about the Panama Papers as much. I mean, not here in the United States for obvious reasons or anything else, but also
Hmm.
when the DNC leak, they really tried to bury this, but it was, it took a lot of outside of the news forces, and there's some of them who did cover it. There are some who did, who looked at this and said, "Oh my gosh, this is really a horrible thing." How they did what they did to Bernie Sanders, how DNC kneecapped them, and how these type of things happened in these leaks and these emails and all these type of stuff. I mean, that to me is like another thing in 2016 was the rise more of the independent type of news organizations and such, or the rise of what now the mainstream newspaper calls fake news. But We all know that type of stuff here. No one, there's some fake news, but the ones who really, I think, the most fakest news are the ones, the ones, the CNNs, the Fox News, the
propagating
MSNBCs.
fear, propaganda, and misinformed information.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's basically all mainstream news.
Yeah,
and I hate to say that because that seems so sad and depressed. Because maybe once upon a time it wasn't that way, but it is this way because I do not trust any other mainstream media, right? Because could anyone trust the mainstream media?
nope. Oh, and by the way, Kahuna Drake, are you gonna say something?
I was just going to go to the long spiel about the rise of Trump and the alt-right, which is going to be very interesting coming up.
Oh, yes. Let's see. I need to find some. Okay, I was trying to find some
I was
positive.
actually going to talk about this on the next wild cards in January. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Also, here's some interesting science stuff. Actually, NASA discovered 1,020 new planets May 10th, 2016, using the Kepler telescope. What didn't get much airplay, but it is something. Finding more Earth-like planets to maybe we can go and leave and inhabit and such. Personally, when that does, when I'm hoping the SpaceX program actually gets, actually get more funding and or the whatever Virgin's doing, whatever they're doing. But I want to get on that first plane and get out of here as quickly as possible.
We all want to escape planet Earth right now.
Let's see. What else? Let's see. I'm trying to find more positive stuff, though. More positive and trying to have any edge before we get into the whole alt-right and craziness. Just really trying to find something. Oh, Juno enters Earth's orbit after 5 years on July 4th, 2016. The spacecraft Juno reaches Jupiter and he's expected to orbit Jupiter more than 30 times in the next 2 years, taking video, images, and data to help NASA understand the largest planet in our solar system.
And I do remember that they also discovered black holes. Did they mention that?
I think they have. Yes, I think they have somewhat. I think there's a little bit. I can't find that. And there's actually a solar plane of the first round the world solar plane flight, July 26, 2016. I think it was the solar plane from making stops from Oman. It lands at Abu Dhabi, but it made stops at India, Myanmar, China, Japan, the United States, Spain, Italy, Egypt, United Arab Emirates, and it was powered by the sun. So, hey, this is something hopefully in the future we will have planes that are, fueled more, not by gas or any type of fuel or whatever. It's been powered by the sun. Well, that means there'll be no more night flights then, but, it's about that. But anyway, that's one of another things that you'll see science and positive stuff here. And forward to that, we'll do at least one more interesting, good news actually. U.S. is actually going to phase out private prisons on August 18th, 2016. The Department of Justice is going to be scaling back the use of private prisons. And the reason why for this was the harsh conditions the harsh conditions for the prisoners in private prisons, private prisons. Say that 3 times fast. And they say that oftentimes they were overcrowded to maximize profits. Prisoners are subject to solitary confinement in order to make use of beds. And the medical care was scarce. It was very scarce. There was little to no medical care at all. And over 2.3 million people in prisons. There are out of the 2.3 million people in prisons in the United States, 193,000 are in the federal prisons and 22,000 are in the for-profit facilities. And
Damn, that's like Escape from New York in like the real life edition. Jesus Christ.
And thing is, the prison population has fallen since 2013. It is falling, and they're not really needed. And to me, I think we need a. This is a good. It's a nice little start, but quite honestly, I would say there need to um, do some more of more clean up in the prisons. Make sure it's not more for punishment because it is more of a benches type system here in the United States in prisons because there's not much of reform. It's more like you serve your time. It's hard, and even if you do go to prison, it is so basically you're basically you get out of it. It's hard to get jobs, hard to get. It's basically you can't really be a citizen anymore, and you can't even vote either. You can't even vote. You can't. That's why you have more black people. Again, too, there would have been a lot more black people voting if they weren't arrested on phony charges or possession charges or anything like that. That are black, white, or whatever these because that hurts them as well to get being acclimated into society. That right there. And also let's see. Oh boy. And also in August 13, you had police officer was fatally shoots a fleeing man armed with a semi-automatic handgun in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then protesters set fires to object police cars and also beat up random white people. If you saw that one clip that's been played at nauseum of that protest or riot or whatever you want to call it, you had that one black person say, "Oh, they're white," beat his ass, man. Like they were that was what one of them said, not them, but as one of the people there said. I was like, I saw that and I was just felt really just horrible. Like again, and I'm like, and then of course it's just like again with all these type of riots and everything else, they burn down their own community because that's always brings business and jobs into your community. Burn it down that no business will have any right mind to go into to build any type of business or any type of long-standing business or anything for that community at all whatsoever. But I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Again, I'm sorry.
No worry. This is the politics and world events after all, so there's no point stopping it.
I have a lot of things on my. I have a lot of stuff on my chest. So if I trigger you, I don't care.
Nah, I'm fine. I'm not triggered at all. It's
Drake, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't give a shit.
It's like you haven't talked in the live stream for a while. It's like a ghost that just listening to us while we just mamble and rant around. We didn't get to hear you that much.
Oh, you guys are talking about positive, lovey-dovey stuff, so I'm just going to talk about some really dark shit. So.
Rioting is real positive. But, let's see. Let's see.
I do remember the whole sniper shooting thing with the protesting on the Black Lives Matter, where in New York, I remember the whole sniper shooting.
No, it was in Texas, actually. It was in Texas.
Yeah. Oh, it was Texas?
Yes, it was Texas after it was during the Black Lives Matter protests, and then next thing you know, it was it was a protest. It was a peaceful protest, and then the shooter came in and just started shooting. It wasn't after; it was during it, and they shot at the police officers, and the police officers used his drone to kill that said shooter. Personally, I don't mind them using drones to keep the police officers, keep them alive or something like that. But why couldn't they have a drone say, as a distraction or, as just like knock them down or just have like tear gas or, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. And tear why? Then why?
How tough you are? Tear gas or mace will knock at least some. You get you at least a little loopy enough to have the police just go in and charge you.
Mm-hmm. And they couldn't use the drones to find the sniper. They didn't use it at all.
Oh, they found him and they killed him though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, didn't they use a robot to blow him up?
Yeah, that's what they did. The robot blew him up, and I'm like, if there was no other, I'm like, that to me worries me because it seems like people are more okay with that. Like, let's have drones to kill people in the United States. I'm like, no, I don't want drones to kill people in the United States like they do over in Afghanistan or in Libya or Yemen or all those other places that most people don't care about.
With their war.
Yeah. But no, the United States haven't declared war, so that's that little nugget of that little
That's
nugget.
still a terrifying possibility with all those drones making these days. I mean, can you imagine just going out the day and the drones are like pew 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 pew, and you just nope, I'm going inside. Fuck this.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's just
terrifying.
It is, and that's sadly. What they deal with, say again in Yemen and Afghanistan. They hate. I think it was. Remember, there was actually something on what was the show last week tonight. It was like a year or two ago, talking about the subject about like there was two people who two like 15, 16-year-old kids saying that they can't, like in the Middle Eastern kids. They were like over in Afghanistan. They actually talked to this. I think in I can't remember. They talked about this in a Senate or whatever type of Senate or whatever. They said they don't like to go out on sunny day. They hate clear sky, sunny days because that's when the drones come, and that means someone is going to die or something. They're going to blow up or something like that. That terrifies me. How that technology is going to eventually become more localized and used. And I will only use, and I would wish that the only way they would use a drone not to kill someone, unless that is the only last resort, then I will be fine with it. If it's like there's legitimately no other way, you use the drones to pacify them and it's still not working, for whatever reason, if it's still not working, then they have no other choice. You know what I mean? Then I'm like, okay, fine. The last resort.
Yeah, just the killing thing as the last resort, and just find other alternatives to to solve the problem rather than just go guns blazing.
Sadly, that's what all the other people have. It gets to the point, and then you have all the terrorist attacks that has happened this year, and mostly in Europe and here with Orlando, and San Bernardino, and that screw up with the media. Basically, just I can't get over that head. I know it happened in 2015, but the way the media did that, like they went in there locking doors up, basically just seeing all these type of things. Like, hey, this is where the man had like all the secret type of stuff. Basically, telling any type of accomplice, like, hey, by the way, we're here in the hideout, so here's all the stuff here. Like, where's the FBI? Where is the police to basically make sure all this stuff is cleaned out and everything else?
Like, where the hell is the investigation team? Like, why is the news outlet right there filming the goddamn hideout? Isn't that a little bit I don't know, questionable, suspicious?
Yes, it is. And then you had what happened in Orlando, and by the way, people say, he wasn't a part of ISIS. No, he wasn't. He was a crazy dude who was questioning his sexuality and just went and killed, shot these 50 people in a gay bar. Because I think he felt like his religion and sexuality was clashing, so he felt like the only way to do this. In fact, it was so completely just heartbreaking for all. This was completely heartbreaking to see that the people who had that horrible attack, and then you have the media say, "Oh, it was because of Donald Trump. It was all because of the racist people." I'm like, no. It wasn't.
Oh God!
And they keep saying this hope for the great white hope of the killers and such, which is like they just want this to say, see how bad you are. White people are evil and everything else. I'm like,
I really hate that bullshit. I mean,
I do too. And this was okay, Kahuna Drake. I think this is where you can come in talking about how the rise of the alt-right pretty much started because of this.
Yeah, the alt-right, the left wing, right wing. Oh God, the whole mess. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go wild.
So I think the alt-right is going to start fracturing like pretty soon. Because you have Milo on one side, who they call the alt-right, and then you have what I like to call the alt-right, who are the people who believe in white identity politics, a la Richard Spencer. So I think Milo this month actually called out Richard Spencer, calling him a race hustler, like Jesse Jackson, basically, or white Jesse Jackson. So it's just going to be very interesting to see where that goes, because the alt-right claims that it's not about civic nationalism or just poking at SJWs for shits and giggles. No, it's about white identity and white America.
Oh God, here we go with the white supremacy shit, huh?
Yeah, and then I guess recently, which I would like to see Laughing Man's reaction to it, because he's a resident of Montana. I guess Richard Spencer is going to try to run for Montana congressman, since I think the vacant seat left open by Mr. Zink or something. He's going to be one of Trump's cabinet. So,
well, then again, you have let's see, who else? This Zoe is not Zoe. No, not Zoe Quinn going for Congress. Who's it was who the one of the people who are let's see, it was not literally. Brianna Root. Yes, she is going to get into. I think she was going to get into politics.
Who?
Brianna Root, actually. The one of the people who are against Gamergate.
Oh yeah.
Oh God damn it! They're still with the fucking Gamergate thing. Jesus, it's like they think Gamergate is an important movement for feminism and video gaming, yet they don't realize that it's full of bullshit and a bunch of goddamn drama that.
No, I'm not kidding you. Yeah, she is running for Congress in 2018.
Oh God.
She is.
What state?
She is looking like she's Brianna Wu is running for U.S. Congress. I think she is trying to. I don't know where she's. I don't know. In the home state of Massachusetts.
Okay.
Yeah, where old Moody Bob is too. So I guess she got one vote. She got one vote right there. Bob.
Movie Bob is fucked.
Yeah, Movie Bob. Yeah, that might count as 5. So anyway, yeah, it's oh gosh, it's going to supposedly she already has like Cory doctoral on her staff, so she was going to have she's going to run on a platform of, again, cyberbullying and revenge porn.
What? Wait. Revenge porn? Okay, what is that? What the hell is revenge porn? I need to hear this.
It's when people take photographs or videos with you without consent, like a sexual encounter between a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Girlfriend breaks up with him. He gets pissed and shows the photos or video content online somewhere.
And
it's like a whole genre.
Yeah. I guarantee they're not going after when the reverse is true, they're not going to go after them, I bet.
Yeah, and no offense, but how the hell can you de-counter cyberbullying? I mean, they already made cyberbullying laws, and that's not helping. And the only way to stop cyberbullying is to, I don't know, ignore the goddamn trolls. Haven't we learned this already?
Don't feed the trolls, and also the best way to do it is maybe a way that, because honestly, how do you know where's the person on the planet? Because they could be doing this where it's an international issue, not a state. Much less, might not only do it in your own state, but also another state that has different rules, or another country. What are you going to do?
And also, let's see, and also,
and that goes both ways, because there was actually a kid in Canada right now. I think he's telling someone to go, oh, we're going to go do a whole Columbine, like in an elementary school or something, and then next he's still locked up, I think. Okay. Let's see. I got to look this up.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure with the cyberbullying thing, I'm pretty sure that a cop can do little to, stop the bullying from happening, because I'm pretty sure they can make other accounts and, still harass you.
I don't get it. At least it goes into like some sort of physical threat, like swatting or something. I don't really think it matters.
Eh.
I mean,
but putting cyberbullying laws, it just won't work. You need to either block them from your Gmail, YouTube account, whatever you're using, or ignore them completely, or I don't know.
Yes.
Smart.
No, the person was in jail for sarcastic.
Sarcastic.
Sarcastic. Facebook was jail for months, and he's been released. He's been released. It was actually back 2 years ago, and he was released. And personally, that kid has been basically. Honestly, that kid's life has been. By the way, he made Justin Carter 19. Seen that reporting. Links will be in the description about all this stuff. I'll try to get links in the description about this. There you go. Put this here. Put this because I try to put this stuff here. We're trying to be more professional here. We're professionals here, dang it.
Yeah, we're so professional right now.
Okay. Let's see. Here we go. And let's see in the show here. And booyah, right here. Go ahead, Kahuna. Keep talking. If you want to talk more about right and everything, just
go ahead.
But it is kind of ironic, though, that the SJWs have risen to like the flip side of their coin, basically. Because I think in a recent, Chris's interview with Richard Spencer, somebody said, well, basically, you guys are basically like inverse SJWs. You're just, instead of just going for all these minorities, you're just advocating for white people. And he actually said, it's a simplistic description, but it's not too far off. But if you look at it, it's kind of true. Their tactics are pretty much the same. I mean, they're focused on identity and race, basically.
Yeah, let's be real. I mean, it's... He's like, he's like, well, not for all. At least he's honest about it. He's like, you know what? I'm honest about it. I don't care. They're in the winner's circle right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the winning circle, and honestly, you want to continue on this, Consumer Drake? Because I've been talking too much. So,
yes, I think it's just kind of funny because basically these people you could consider racist and sexist and what have you, and nobody really cares. I don't really see much of public outrage that much about it on the internet side of things. I think a lot of people disagree with what he has to say, but I think they're just given a place to speak his mind, like with Texas A&M, which I want to call the triggering the aftershocks. God, he just wrecked those college students like bad.
Oh, yeah.
And they just made himself look bad because he tried to shut down his actual event and stuff like that. It's like, really?
Yeah, and then the poor you talking about Milo now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the black.
Yeah.
Remember that those black kids she was doing a Cabbage Patch, and she was like dump, and then bro was like dump the Trump and everything. I face pumped so hard. I thought I was like.
One chick tried to disrupt Richard Spencer's event. She got the microphone snatched away from her and taken out by security. Yeah. And then the funniest thing is that there's like Black Lives Matter people, and guess who they went to go cry and complain to? Like physically cry and complain to? The cops. You're supposed to make us feel safe. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, we're our safe spaces. Look at our safe spaces. They're all dirty and calm.
Oh,
what happened to fuck the police lady? Really?
Oh, it's even worse when they had the we'll get to that later, but that's because again, this the whole thing reminds. Oh, screw it, let's talk about now. When this lady, when the electors, like when they finally put Trump in office, spoiler warning, Donald Trump won the presidency.
Be prepared for 2017 in 4 years. Way to get more attention to Trump.
When the election happened, they said people were like, and I loved the fact when you had celebrities who basically were begging the electors, saying that do not vote Trump in, like you will have my respect. You will have you know what you're saying, right? You're basically telling them to ignore the will of the people who voted for them, and to vote because these electors, the people who won those states, They won. Trump won Florida. Trump won Michigan. He won all those states, the electoral college. And you're not going to take that. You're not going to basically tell them, the people who did vote for Trump, like, your vote doesn't matter because my feelings got hurt on November 8th. So screw you for that. Then you had this this just screwed up white woman, this old white woman, just saying, and when the elector says, "You're putting our votes for Donald Trump," she's like, "No, that's I'm like, oh, just shut up, shut up, just go away." But yeah, Donald Trump, came in like a hurricane, destroyed the Republican Party, same as Bernie Sanders, but. Pretty much, it would have been more. I think Bernie would have won, honestly, in that type of way. If the DNC didn't handicap them, hell, even most of the black black party, most of the black political machine actually sabotaged. We had Representative John Lewis. Basically saying that, Bernie Sanders wasn't really down for Martin Luther King. I'm like, no, yes, he was. You saw him. There are pictures and video of him marching with Dr. King and doing all this type of stuff. I'm like, dude, you just want Hillary to come in. Just be like, okay, I disagree with Bernie. I think he was there for it, but at the end of the day, I still will put my vote for Hillary. There, done. That's all you had to do. But no, you just try to make lies and just misrepresent this person.
Just try to make excuses pull out of their ass.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the whole Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, although I didn't pay too much attention to it, but when the news became so fucking out of control with the elections, oh my God, I don't know. Where do I even begin? It's like there's some tons of stories I could tell. For example, I remember this one voter who says that if you vote for Trump, then you're gonna unleash a new race supremacy to America, and they just took it out of proportions. And not only that, but we allowed two of the worst candidates to be for the presidential election, and we got the worst one. Hell, Hillary Clinton wouldn't be any better because considering she's a warmonger, and not to mention, if you remember the hot coffee controversy, which was vote chasing, these video games are stealing the innocence of our children. If you vote for me, then I'll save your innocence. I fucking hate that.
Honestly, my innocence was lost not by video games, but by watching the news. I mean, seriously, if anyone, back in the day, you saw violent stuff on the media today. I mean, when the kid could, if you stop video games,
Ooh, and you remember
which, by the way, I played Doom back in the day, and I turned out just fine. And all these other things. In fact, and I keep saying this again, there is the whole. If there was a correlation between violence and video games and media entertainment to real life violence and crime, we will be seeing an uptick of violence and crime. Will we not in this society? Yes or no?
No, not really, because
but I'm
video
saying
games are not real.
But I'm trying to say this, like, I know, but if it was a correlating thing, if it was, let's give them the argument. Say if it did, would we see it? Yes or no? And then people say, "Oh yeah, we would," but why haven't we seen it yet? In fact, violence and everything has gone down for the most part.
Yeah, didn't in 2015 the violence, the shootouts got lowered for what, like 1.6%? Didn't they say that in the news?
Yeah, pretty much. Violence, the crime is down. In fact, we have to shut down the private prisons because there's less prisoners going into the system. So exactly. What does that tell you about the whole violence stuff? Again, the test after test after test after test. It's beyond a sad point. And what the thing is,
it's just attention.
Yeah, it's at this point. This is why I really can't. I did not like Clinton to begin with because Clinton is she only says things that will only get her votes and get her, popularity, get her votes and seen. She's one of those politicians that has no real core ideology, ideology whatsoever. She said things like, for example, for example, and this thing really stuck me because I think this actually back in the 90s and such, 98 to be precise, saying that, these super predators, basically talking to black men, basically calling us, me and most of the black men are super predators, and then saying the other side of Mount black people are the best.
Super predators.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And also saying, all the sly race, like, oh, I carry a little bit of hot sauce with me. Like, really? Oh, these are quotes. I will find. Oh, yeah, she has said these things. And I will. Yeah.
She is a true political whore. That's all I have to say.
Oh, yeah, she's truly speaking for the hood. Oh, my God. That is so cringeworthy to say. I would not trust her at all. And I remember that she actually said, that she was also against homosexuals in one of the interviews back in 2006 for a vote season as well. And then later on, like in 2015, she just said, "Oh, I love gay people now. I don't hate them anymore."
She campaigned with it, and against it. Like, if you stand for everything, you stand for nothing. Yeah. And also, by the way, she also said this. If you want to say as First Lady says, she called young black men super predators. Again, that's all this, but also said we have to bring them to heel. Just compare me as a dog. Thank you very much, Miss Clinton.
Fuck her. No way.
Yeah. Gosh. And by the way, she also started whole birther rumors back in 2008.
The what? Which rumors?
The whole birther. President Obama wasn't really born in the United States, even though it's been not true. He was born in Hawaii, and all that type of stuff. He wasn't really born in the United States. That dumb conspiracy.
But isn't the United States owned by the United States as well? Part of the state.
Yeah.
Doesn't he legally make him American?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If Trump, President Obama was born in Hawaii. I think 1959. I think before. I think after Hawaii became a state, and that, and Hillary Clinton started the whole birther movement, saying that he might not be from here, and I'm like, dude, just. This is to me. I'm like, why should I even look at someone? I'm like, you know what? Don't and boo on Trump for trying to expose and doing that stuff and running around acting like a fool and his head cut off with this whole stupid conspiracy, which has been debunked and everything else. But you know what? Hillary started that stuff.
Yeah, I'm still surprised. Like, how in the hell did Hillary Clinton get nominated for a candidate for the elections? I mean, how can people be this gullible? How can people listen to her bullshit?
Because it's her turn. She's women.
Oh yeah,
don't you know?
Because she has breasts now, and if I say anything negative about her, then that makes me a misogynistic pig.
Or worse, or something like you hate. Oh, you must hate yourself. You're a black person. You don't vote Democrat. Oh, you must hate yourself. Basically, lining the Democratic Party into the black. You're black. You must automatically go to the Democratic Party, which I hate that with a passion with 1,000 suns. And this is something what many leaders in the black community have warned about, including guys like Malcolm X. One of the most huge leaders and one of the most leaders in the 1950s and such, or the 50s and stuff, when black people were, one of the most heavily introduced of civil rights and everything. He basically called out the Democratic Party. He basically said, I remember this, the speeches. I do watch some of the speeches late at night when I can't get to sleep for whatever reason.
Sure.
I watched some of the speeches, and he basically just goes hard on the Democratic Party. He calls them basically any black persons as you're a political chump, and not only that, a traitor to your race if you vote for him. And then, a couple decades later, and you the Democrats are now the good party now, which I'm like, did anyone actually see what the Democratic Party has done for the past so many years? Not just locally here, because in Maryland and D.C. there's some shady stuff that happened.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of shady stuff. But it just seems like every time you look at the Democrats of a hold on a city or anywhere else, especially say for example Baltimore, or I'd say all like all these places. Heck, I look at Baltimore. It is. You just like it's not really competently run. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not competently run. And if you say anything like that, if a Republican city, because I guarantee the Republican straight cities are not competently run, and their media goes hard on them, fine. But when they're Democrats, it's quiet. And you had to, and I love the fact that it was last year, 2 years ago, whatever, the Baltimore riots happened. They just the mayor of the city, Baltimore's mayor of the city, said that we need a space for we need also an extra space for the rioters so they can go and riot. I'm like, what? And this is not kidding. I have video of this, and I will share. Let me see if I can find a way I can do a screen share of this because I want to share this with you because if I can find a way to do it.
Yeah, I remember I actually was living in Maryland at the time that was going on. So that was crazy.
Let's see, Mayor. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna see if I can actually let's see, how you do a screen share thing. Okay. Right. Because I will share this because all right. Okay, here you go. Right here, because I need to see screen share. Okay. There it is. There it is. Multiple screens. Okay.
Oh God.
All right, here it is. Here's the video, and I'm not kidding. And the link will be in the description. So here it is.
Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah,
hearing it or not?
No, I can't hear it.
Hey, maybe I could try the cut. Let me stop sharing. All right, they're gonna see if I can share. I think I can share YouTube. Let's see if I can. Nope, I can't share, but it will be. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Dang it. I can't find it. I'm sorry. Sorry. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Not as technical, but I will give the link here because you will hear this and you're like, why?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yes, and I'm not making any of this up. So again, here's the video. Not edited, by the way. So don't say, "Oh, you must edit this." Look, I'm okay at editing. I can't edit that good, and that type of thing. Saying about all these type of things, like, "Oh, we give them space to destroy," and I'm like, "Did anyone, any of the brothers right there, in those nice suits and everything, just say, Stephanie, Miss Rollins, hold on." Did you write this? The space? No. We don't want to put that in here. Just say we get them a nice place to protest. Don't say riot. Don't say that, please. That'd be great. But that is to me. Gosh, that just blows my mind. How that is still out there, but yet, it's stuff like this, and people wonder why people have flown in. Not just the election of Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, how this happened, but the Republicans have gotten the House, the Senate, majority of state houses, and basically they are going to run this country, including the Supreme Court, when they get the chance to put in their person in there. So this was a complete and utter destruction of their own party. The Democrats destroyed their own party because of the bourgeoisie, the BS of this whole, the mixture of the social justice stuff, the ignoring of real financial and plight of many people, including black and white, whatever, and all the people in this country who are lower class. Yeah, political correctness. And, including stuff like the anti-war stuff, who Hillary is basically not anti-war. She's a neocon. She is a Democratic neocon. And honestly,
a warmonger.
Yes. And honestly, she would have set the fire in Russia. And we were probably in a nuclear war. They were ready. They were preparing for nuclear war. If Hillary was, they were looking like, oh gosh, we're going to nuclear war.
Cold War too, everybody.
Not Cold War, hot nuclear war, because she was going to legitimately try to have this whole no-fly zone over Syria, which would have actually violated, would have done something to piss Russia and Syria off, and that would have caused. Hey, that means to drop the bombs at this point. So yeah, I know. I mean, Hillary would have, and don't get me wrong, Trump. There's a lot of things wrong with Trump, and I can go on into them.
Both are horrible. I mean, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I mean, Trump is. His whole build a wall, which honestly would not even come close to working.
It just wouldn't work. I mean,
and regardless, building a wall won't work because most people who are immigrants, they have temporary visas and just stay here. That's it. And besides, President Obama has been deporting all of the illegal immigrants in a most fast pace. Basically, they did not like him. In fact, they called him the deporter in chief. Most Hispanics did not like that, But then again, 14% of Hispanics vote for Trump. So I still can't get over that. I was like, wow, all this stuff.
That really blew my mind.
Yeah, like women, black people. He got more black votes than Romney.
Clinton.
No. Clinton always dominated. Clinton had like 88% black votes total, but he had more black votes, I think, than maybe Bush. I think Bush didn't get all the black votes, but yeah, he had more than McCain, more than Romney, more Latino votes. They somehow, it is wow, it's to me just shocking. And it shows once again, like, for another thing that happened, Brexit, is that the polls did not see anything coming for this.
Yeah.
Nobody saw this coming. I mean, I'm surprised that Latinos even voted for Trump. I mean, this is a guy who said that he was going to deport their asses, they're going to build a wall, and they voted for him. And all because apparently the president of Mexico wants to have a relationship with Trump, I don't know, probably for economic reasons. They voted for Trump because the president of Mexico wanted to have some political relationship with Trump, and to improve, I guess. But I just don't trust them at all.
I think Trump's appeal is the populism and the fact that he's not politically correct, and that he kind of relates to people, I guess, like he doesn't speak like a typical politician. So I think that's what people are craving nowadays. They don't want another Hillary. They don't want another Bush. So it's kind of like, this is where we're coming to. And I'm really curious to see what's going to happen to Europe, because it seems like they're going to go right wing too.
Oh yeah, it looks like it will be under right wing rule. And another video maker, Crown T, if you haven't seen him, he pretty much says like a nice little video saying that it was basically because of it was because the Democratic Party became the party of the gender studies degree, the party of the social justice warriors, the party of the bourgeoisie. That is the party of what it's becoming. They're not the party of the ditch digger. They're not the party of the guys who go out there and grind and do the work that basically no one wants to do, but they do it anyway to support their families. They used to be that way, but now they're not. Be it white, black, or whatever, and they've lost that. The Democratic Party has lost that, and the only way they have to come bring that back is they have to welcome them back. They have to shake this malaise, this horrible malaise that's in that party. Because if they don't, guess what's going to happen?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. More civil rights movement that's going to go out of control.
I mean, unless they have hell of a maverick for like the next election cycle, it's like they're never going to dig themselves out of this hole.
No, they won't.
And then, like you said, we just don't know what is going to happen with politics, like who's going to be up and running. Because, like you said, Trump kind of brings a lot of uncertainty, and what the alt-right kind of getting a little bit more traction. They're kind of getting more motivated because of it. And then the splintering, it's like you just don't know like what's going to happen with this.
Yeah, and the scary thing is that Trump is very unpredictable, and any choice he makes can affect anyone, regardless if you're in the United States or not. It could affect anyone. I don't know, like the economic pressure can be worse. The bills will be harder to pay. Getting homes is gonna be much more worse. You know, getting jobs is gonna be a much more pain in the ass. He just brings a much more unpredictability than I guess a Bush. But yeah, I'm just so terrified of the future right now.
I'm
How
not
to
really.
deal with it. Yeah, you're right. I guess. I mean, we've been to worse. I mean, we've been to the 9/11s. We've been to the Bush. I mean, this can't be that bad.
Oh
Hopefully.
yeah, but then again, a lot of people have said, "Oh my gosh, 9/11 is now like 11/9 is our generation's 9/11." I'm like,
No,
Nah, no.
that's insulting.
that
Yeah,
is, and
not
they
really.
get no self awareness. They don't have any. I sit here and I'm like, do you have any mirrors in your house? Because do you have anything like that? Because you need self reflection, and it's so disturbing that these guys and gals just don't get it. Are they ever going to get it?
I mean, that's the thing that's so beautiful to me that I'm kind of like laughing about like so hard is that they have created the alt-right, basically the dark mirror image of themselves, and they just can't see it. They can't see how these people, like, oh, these racists and sexists, how did they come about? Because you silence them for so long and you just let it fester.
And fester with all this BS and fester with all these type of the stupidity. And now the chickens have come home to roost. And I don't think Trump is going to do all the drainage Trump stuff. If he does, that's great because hey, Trump, if he does well, everyone else. I mean, I didn't like Bush, but hey, I wanted his plans to do well. I wanted him to do well. Same as when President Obama. Heck, he's doing some good stuff now. I mean, he has the Emmett Till bill. He signed that into law. He's released. I mean, and President Obama actually released a ton of prisoners, vacated their sentences and everything else, more than any president in history. The problem with President Obama, and I will look at his entire legacy, is that he was too much of a centrist. He was too much of a chill back dude to let everyone take his turn. I mean, I'm like that sometimes. Like, you want to find the middle. Everyone's like, okay, let's find the middle and try to work together because at the end of the day, that is the best way to manage a country is that finding that middle ground. But sometimes you got to say, you know what, fine, this is what I'm going to do and do it. In fact, I think he would have probably been more successful if he was more like that instead of being this behind the scenes type of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I'll be just to see what comes to other parties like libertarians and such.
Oh, and by the way, if you voted for if this is what I do not like the left, they constantly blame the third party voters, in saying that it was if only Jill Stein voters and Gary Johnson voters voted for Hillary. I'm like, no.
Oh, you should have saw Tumblr after the election results were in.
It was out of control, isn't it?
Fuck you, third party voters. How dare you? I mean, you should have sucked it up and vote for Hillary. Now we have this total monster in the White House. Oh! Basically, that's all it was.
Oh, but just a bunch of fucking drama. Like, oh, you didn't vote for Clinton? How could you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you're either underage or you're too lazy to go up and vote, and you're just going to yell at libertarians and whatnot for voting their conscience and doing what they want to do with themselves. Fuck you, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, seriously. That's so immature.
Oh, yeah. Use the crocodile tears movement. Oh, yeah, that will work so well next year.
Oh, yeah. And basically, I like this one. Dear third party, which, by the way, I have this right here, says Michael Diaz says, well, dear third party voters, like, this is your fault, with a big picture of a smug looking Trump. And it's, let's see, I'm going to do screen share one more time because y'all can see it. Let's see. I'm going to try this because y'all can see this. And boom. And there it is. There's the picture right here. Yeah, see it?
Yeah, that's mug face. That's hilarious. I love it.
And this, I'm like, y'all keep digging this hole, saying this is a. You see, look at this. Like, oh, if you would have voted, you could just hear this angry mashing of the keyboards while he typed this. He was angry when he wrote this.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's this whole idea of throwing away your vote. Like, yeah, it's kind of like, how dare you didn't vote for my party? The selfish. You call people like myself selfish who voted third party. Yeah, selfish. Why am I going to vote for your party if I don't believe anything with the word they believe in? Anything else? Why should people who go out there and vote third party or don't vote at all, they say, here's these things here, I said and I voted and everything else, heck, not vote at all. That's a political statement in itself, saying I don't want to be a part of this system that quite honestly doesn't represent me. Saying this, I think Colin Kaepernick did. He took a knee on the election. And I'm like, fine, you know what, okay, I don't think that's not a bad thing. That's not a negative thing. Instead, they looked on myself and everything else like pariahs. Like I said, if you look at this whole, you see here saying, oh, you laughed in his face. Like, oh, you have cause to exist. Let me explain why this is your fault. And look at this. He says the 2% of Gary Johnson joke. I guess if Gary Johnson truly wanted to keep Trump out of the White House, you shouldn't have voted for him. Look at this. Same Pennsylvania. Look at this.
He came up with 1% difference with Gary Johnson having 2%. What bullshit.
Exactly. How do you know that if you took Gary Johnson or Jill Stein out of the election, you took them out, how do you know that 2% or 0.9% or 0.7% would have voted for Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
Or any of these people who would have said the Independent Party, the Darrell Castle, or the other places. Michigan had 4%. Well, who cares? If you get rid of all these, what is the guarantee if they actually go and vote? What if they stay home?
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I hate about voting these days. I mean, voting these days is not really about, having democracy anymore. It's just about popularity contest. I mean, we're not trying to find, improve society.
It's all about populism. And the people who want to get rid of the electoral college will get nothing but populism and nothing will be done. That is the one thing that is terrifying to me. If you want to have that whole you want Trump, you want more Trump, guys like Trump in the office of power, this is how you do it. This is how you get, it is the populist. And
exactly.
And that to me is dangerous. And it always happens every couple years. And people say, oh, well, California, Hillary Clinton got the popular vote. I'm like, well, no. She probably won because California, mostly.
Yeah.
Because, again, California has this huge voter base and everything else. So, again, you just said that all I need is just, what will have people go and talk to them? The people actually make things. The people down in the Midwest who actually farm and do agriculture and steel mills, all these other places. Their voices need to be heard, and their voices were heard. And you're going to take away their voice for them?
Exactly. I mean, these days, this whole popularism attitude to these elections just really sickens me. It's like, hey, are you going to vote for Trump or Clinton? Which is your side, brother? And it's like, no, not either of those. Those guys are fucking assholes. They don't want to improve anything. They just want to make the country worse. I mean, why the hell should I vote for Clinton or Trump? Give me one good reason why I should vote for two people who are a bunch of psychopaths. I'm sorry. Why should I vote for these two? At least give me some candidate that actually, wants to bring ideas like, we can make the environment, try to save here with his, resources, or try to create new jobs for employees who are getting first-time jobs. Not this bullshit popularity contest that no one's going to give a crap about for the past 20, 30 years, decades. I'm just sick of this shit.
People are just not civil to each other. I know people who vote for Trump, and I know people who vote for Clinton. I don't care. That's fine. I love you anyway.
Yeah.
Why do we have to tear each other apart? Act like we're Satan spawn if we voted for a certain candidate over another? I mean, it's just fucking stupid. Really, stop with the drama.
Yeah, just like the mother who dumped her own child because the child voted for Trump in the elementary school, and they posted a video on YouTube. Yeah, a fake election, and apparently she booted her own child out of the house and filmed the entire video and posted it on YouTube. And people say that it's a progressive way to move forward for our children in America. Get out. Just get out of here.
And again, this is what people have this is again, it's about I don't think it was real because again, it's probably getting attention. And
no, it was actually real. They actually filmed a video with her freaking camera and she posted it on YouTube.
I saw it on Facebook. I saw that. My part of me thinks it's maybe it's just me being cynical.
Yeah, skeptical and cynical. Understand.
And think about that because again, hey, this gets a lot of views and likes. Oh, I get a lot of views and likes and everything else. Yada 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 yada. But you know what? I don't believe that type of stuff. I don't believe that. It's like public enemy. Like, don't believe the hype. Don't believe it. And
that's true.
And but that sentiment though is there is a lot of deep divisions, and even if Hillary Clinton did win, you still would have this deep division because again, I thought it was going to be a lot closer than people thought it was. People say, "Oh, it's over." The polls it was 95. It's going to be close, and even if Hillary Clinton won or Donald Trump won, they're going to have to unite. I don't think it's going to be possible to unite the country with Hillary or with Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump only lasts 4 years. I think you'll have a more let's see. I think there will be the elections. I think there's going to be more. I think there will be someone else out there. I think someone like Jim Webb will probably run. I think because Hillary Clinton's done. She's done. I'm happy for it.
Thank God.
And hopefully there will be, and hey, maybe let me see this. My brother actually talked to him about him, and I like him too. It's Tim Scott. I think a Republican. Yes, he was a senator.
Oh, yeah. South Carolina. Yep.
South Carolina, first black senator. Yep. First black senator since the all these type of since since the Reconstruction, first one, and he is the first African American to boast. He's the first African American to be elected in both the U.S. House and the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate since PBS Pinchback. Yeah, say that 3 times fast.
PBS Pinchback. Okay.
That is actually a real name. Pinkley Benton Stewart Pinchback. And he was not born that way. He was born Pinkley Benton Stewart. Why did he add Pinchback? Because I don't know, because he can.
Okay. I guess I could accept the logic.
Oh, well, let's see. Let's see. Also, he is actually more. He's political party Republican, but he's more of a libertarianist type of way. He's actually more that more out there like libertarian type of Republican. So he is someone I think would probably be a big star in the future. He's 51, but I would not be surprised if Trump. If Trump does make it to 8 years or something, he might be the next guy to actually run for he might run for the presidency. I think I would not be surprised to see him actually become president of the United States, the second black president. I would not be surprised if he actually would become the next black president. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, he was endorsed by the Tea Party, actually, too.
Yep.
The one black friend.
The Republican Tea Party, that team.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I just think politics are just going to get more divisive here on out. It's always going to get worse before it gets better, I think.
Yeah.
And
I think it's up to the people, all of us, to make a difference and actually progress as a species and society, because we can't rely on these on these parasites to always go throw this fake news about regarding white supremacy, black supremacy, whatever supremacy they're pulling out of their ass. Because let's face it, if you pull misinformation, then you're not improving society. You're just stepping progress. You're just taking backward steps regarding progression.
Oh, by the way, another one is Senator Cory Booker. I think he would actually be a pretty good one if he runs in 2020. I think he will win.
Hopefully.
Exactly.
I just want good actual people to actually do a better job than whatever we have right now.
Well, that's that way. That's happened in previous centuries. We have done better. And the 18th century did people in the 18th century for the most part were better for the 17th and 19th and 20th and 21st. But here's hoping in the future we will become smarter, we will become wiser, and hopefully the world will not explode.
And hopefully there won't be a World War III.
But you know what? The most important thing happened this year as well. Before we go off, Hulk Hogan drops a leg on Gawker. Remember that? Hulk Hogan Gawker settled his lawsuit with Hogan. Yeah, Hulk Hogan sued Gawker for invasion of privacy, and they published a sex tape without his consent, and they had to pay him over $31 million and the shares of accredited proceeds from the bankruptcy. So he got over, I think, around $100 million, and he's probably going to get a chance to go back to the WWE right quick too. So he will be, Just look out, Hulkamaniacs. Hogan's going to have a brand new pay-per-view special, the WWE Network special, coming out probably in 2017 because WWE needs the ratings. But that's for the other fan stream, and hopefully, y'all going to tune that out. And that's going to be a lot more fun than this.
So, Kahuna. Anything else you want to add in before we end?
Well, I told someone if the future of politics ends up being special snowflakes versus neo-Nazis, that's fine. Just let them kill each other off and let us normal people go on with their lives. Because that's just how I see it going. They'll just have to destroy each other. And then hopefully more moderate minds will get together and we'll make something of it.
Hopefully the idiots can kill each other and us smarter people can live on with our lives.
That's the plan.
Hopefully.
If not, well, hey, the planets have been discovered, so maybe just we could just sneak away in the next SpaceX rocket and just go off into another world. That's basically the main plan.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, well, that was a fun little. That wasn't so much for Troy, now was it, ladies and gentlemen? Well, hopefully the birds that Kuna Drake is Neo Kazama over there in where he's at. Kazama. That's what the birds call you, right?
No, my old nickname was Neon Cosmo, then it's now Mr. K, but I'm trying to change my profile image on Google, but unfortunately Google won't let me put the name unless it's 16 characters. So, Google's being a dick, all right? Like,
that's why I got my stuff early, so I'm happy.
You too.
Google ate one of my YouTube channels, so I have no idea what's going on. I can't find it at all.
Well, anyway, it's been a fun little podcast, a little bit of live stream, whatever we had. Anyway, links will be in the description. As always, hopefully you will look them and have fun as you were, and hopefully you can find more positive news and respond in the comments below. And we're just Dixie T here with NK and Kahuna.
Yep.
And
yep.
We're expecting you to for God's sake.
We're working on it. We're working on it. Well, we'll get there. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back soon. See ya.
See ya.
Very soon. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.